HarperCollins presents The Long Road from Kandahar by Sara Macdonald, read by Azan Ahmed. To the generation of men and women who fought in Operation Herrick, Afghanistan, 2002 to 2014. The breath of sleeping boys. Something is about to happen. Legs are crossed fingers. A cup falls from its handle. A wall crumbles into the road under the weight of a flower bed. In their dreams, something is about to happen. Saved and damned, the breath of sleeping boys. One wave breaks, another inhales, and something is about to happen. Paul Henry. Part 1. Chapter 1. Swat Valley, Pakistan, 2007. Raza lay on his stomach on a flat rock, peering out towards the horizon where the sinking sun covered the mountains in flares of red and gold light. He held a piece of wood that he had carved into the shape of a gun, and he was making soft ack-ack noises in the back of his throat as he fired. His enemy was unseen. The invading hordes of infidel soldiers lying crouched in the shadows of the mountains were conjured and fueled in his mind by the apocryphal but blood-curdling stories brought back from Afghanistan by his two older brothers, Ajit and Fakir. His father, Zamir, climbing the narrow path from the village to find him, paused at the outcrop of rocks and stood silently watching. Raza was supposed to be minding their herd of goats, but he was playing one of his endless imaginary games instead. Smoke rose lazily from the stone houses in the valley below. The sound of the child's voice mimicking gunfire was muffled by the echoing bleat of goats. In Zamir's imagination, he heard real gunfire, saw the hardened face and gnarled hands of an older Raza, wielding a Kalashnikov with the same zeal and fanaticism as Ajit and Fakir. The sun began to cast shadows over the dry earth as Zamir gazed out into the dying of the day. How little had changed in his lifetime. The Russians invaded, Western nations made war on the Talibs, but he was still poor. His sons were still uneducated. Unaware of his father, Raza sat cross-legged, watching the sun drop and gild the mountain peaks. The gold of sunset tinged his hair like a halo. The stillness of his small body touched Zamir. There was a yearning in him that was familiar, a longing for something the heart could not fathom, a curiosity that extended beyond his known world. It was a sensation that had no form or shape. It was a shiver that entered a man's soul, as seductive as the pull of the mountains or a woman. It was an absence in what lay before him, an intuitive thirst for something more. Zamir turned away. He knew what he had to do. The Talibs had taken both Ajit and Fakir as soon as they could hold a gun. He was not going to let that happen to his youngest son. He must not waver. He had made his decision. If he did not take action now, it would be too late. If Ajit and Fakir heard of his plans, they would snatch Raza while he slept. His older sons considered Raza, and all village boys his age, as bound to the Taliban. Raza's life was theirs to mould as they wished. It was too dangerous to speak of his plans to Raza, or prepare him for what was to come, for the boy hero-worshipped his brothers. But tonight, as they ate their meal, he must tell the boy of their trip to Rawalpindi. Zamir let out a piercing whistle as he saw his goats beginning to wander. Raza jumped and leapt off his rock, his baggy shalwar kameez flapping in the wind. He began to herd the goats towards his father. Behind his beard, Zamir hid
Sample complete. Ready to continue?